Hey, good morning, family. This is Reggie Pegues, ProsperingDad.com, coming to you from New York City. That's Queens, New York, to be specific. And today we're continuing with our You Are Worthy series. And as you can see in the title, we're going to talk about It Takes Work. And as always, if you're watching me on YouTube, this started off as a Facebook Live. So as people come on, type in the comments and let me know where you're from and where you're viewing me from this morning. And just indulge me as I acknowledge those who come on and say good morning. So as I said, today we're talking about It Takes Work. And you may be asking, hey, good morning, Adrian. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. You may be asking, Reggie, what takes work? If you caught yesterday's video, we were talking about, and we continue to talk about in this series about our mindset, about how what we think affects what we say, and what we say affects the actions and what we do. So I was talking to a friend this morning, and last night they had to take their daughter to the hospital because she had an allergic reaction to some medicine. And I was sharing with her that, when you're in a situation, like when you're in the emergency room and there's a lot of people, and or you're in a work situation or any type of situation where there's a lot of activity going on. There's a lot of people that are going and coming, and there's just a lot of different energies that are taking place in one space. I was sharing with her and said, well, one of the things that you're going to have to do, because it's not her natural character to step out and be assertive or ask questions. Good morning, Anthony. How you doing? Good to see you. It's not her natural thing to step out of herself and be inquisitive or ask questions or position herself in a way to get service, to demand service. So, make a long story short, I was sharing with her, I said, look, it takes work to be positive. It takes work to be able to say please and thank you when you don't feel like it. It takes work for us to be positive towards ourselves when there's so much negativity all around us, as we talked in yesterday's video, and it's so easy to be negative. It's just so easy to be negative. It takes work to actually have a positive thought. It takes work to have to respond positively to someone who is treating you badly. It takes work to take the higher road. So it takes work to get things done, and sometimes it doesn't add up. It really just doesn't add up. We all know that we should take the higher road, or even the scripture says, we count all these things joy. We should count all things joy, and when you look at that and you say, well, I should count all things joy. How can I be joyful about something if someone is causing me pain, or a situation has gone the wrong way, or if I just experienced loss of a loved one, or if I lost my job, or I'm struggling? And we have to understand that everything that you are seeking, everything that you want, everything that you desire is already in you. You've already been endowed with it. You have been blessed from the beginning of creation. But what we don't do, because of this amazing thing that we call a mind, what we don't do, we don't realize that we already have everything that we want. We already have the power to do whatever it is that we want to do. We have the ability to manifest whatever it is that we want to manifest in our lives. But our mind, for some reason, goes to the negative. And you might say, what do you mean that our mind goes to the negative? Well, our mind goes to doubt. Our mind goes to questioning. Our mind goes to whether we deserve to have it. Our mind goes to everything but believing and exuding the faith that's necessary to accomplish what it is that we want to accomplish. So it takes work to be positive. It takes extra effort. But here's the thing. People do it every day. It's not just the successful people that we see in life. It's not just the people that you might admire or put on a pedestal. You have the same ability. God is not respective of person. If he's done it for someone else that you can see, he's done it for you. The difference between you and probably that person is that you haven't accepted the fact that you deserve it. And that's why we're doing this You Are Worthy series. Each and every day, I want you to know that you're worthy. You're worthy to be whatever you choose to be. You're worthy to have whatever you choose to have. But there are principles and there's work that you're going to have to do to obtain those things. People do it every day. Nikichi, good morning. How you doing? Good morning. People do it every day. Tracy, good morning. Good to see you. People do it every day. But if you don't know your self-worth, if you don't establish your self-worth, if you don't understand that you have seeds of greatness planted inside of you, if you don't take care of your garden, if you don't water your fields, if you don't seek what's possible and what's available for you, then you'll never realize it, because it takes work. It takes work. Each and every day, you got to wake up every morning, as we did in the previous video. You got to wake up every morning and give yourself permission. You got to give yourself permission to be happy. You got to give yourself permission to experience love. You got to give yourself permission to experience everything that's great about life. Each and every day, and I did this for many, many years, and I'm so grateful, and I give glory to God that I just celebrated this past September marked the first year I didn't have to go to a job. And it took work. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of believing. It took a lot of faith. I'm a single dad. It took a lot of putting on a brave face to my daughter when inside I was physically shaken, because I didn't know where the next meal possibly was coming from, or how I was going to make the next bill, pay the next bill. But the reality of it is that the alternatives to me were far worse than stepping out on faith and putting the proper amount of desire behind what it was that I wanted to do, and putting my goals together and really focusing on it. And when nobody else believed me, and when I was on my job, I used to declare, I said, listen, I'm leaving this job. And people would tell me, you're not going anywhere. And see, when people tell you certain things, when someone in your life tells you that you can't do a thing, what they're really doing is saying they hope that you don't do it, because if you do, you're going to make them feel bad, because they're not stepping up into their reality, and they're not taking responsibility for self and doing what they need to do. But people do it every day. You can do it. You have to just organize. You have to take 100% responsibility for self. You have to take full responsibility. You have to understand that everything that you need is within you and inside you, and you can do it. And we want outside acknowledgement. We want people to tell us how great we are, but you tell yourself how great you are, because you are made. And you come from a bloodline of success. You come from a bloodline of wealth. You come from a bloodline of victory. You come from a bloodline of having the ability to overcome. This is in your DNA. You're kings and queens, but you don't always walk and act like it. But I'm here to tell you today that you're worthy. You're worthy. You're worthy. You're more than able. And people do it every day. Lastly, I want you guys to write this down. The best way to make sure and to get the work done and be able to continue to move in a positive manner and to speak life over yourself. When things come up in your life, don't immediately react to it. Step back and ask questions. Because if you really understand what this journey of life is about, if you really understand the journey that God allows us to go on, and how we walk into our purpose and develop and become who God created us to be, is to ask questions. I've learned to ask questions. When a certain thing come up with my understanding and the way that I conduct my life, first thing I ask is when something comes up, first I realize that whatever it is, God allowed it into my life for a purpose, for me to grow, to learn, to experience something, to develop, to stretch, to grow. So the first thing I ask is a question. God, okay, what is this? You know, what is this? What is this? Why? You know, what is this? A lot of us, not that woe is me question, because you got to be careful of the questions that you do ask, because you can ask defeating questions. Like a defeating question is, oh, why did this have to happen to me? Instead of saying, what is this? What is this? What is this? What am I supposed to gain from this? What am I supposed to learn from this? What am I supposed to do with this? And just keep asking questions. And the more that you ask questions, particularly when you ask questions of the Creator, the more you ask questions, the more He will reveal to you. The more He will show you. Nothing that happens in our life is wasted. Nothing at all. So you want to keep asking questions. Ask good questions. Ask questions that will encourage and inspire and answer. And most of all, just know that you're worthy. You're worthy to have the life that you desire to have. You're worthy to have the relationships that you desire to have. You're worthy to have the finances that you desire to have. You're worthy to do the things that you desire to do. You're worthy. So on that note, we're going to, as we recap, it does take work. It takes so much more energy to be positive than to be negative. But the reality of it is this. Having a positive mindset attracts positive things to our lives. Sometimes it doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. Sometimes you're going to take the high road, and you're going to want to be positive in a situation where it just doesn't make sense to do so. But when you do, and you prevail, and you come out on the other side, what's waiting for you is far greater than just giving in to being negative. People do it every day. They do it every day. It's not just those people. It's you too. You have the ability to do it. And when in doubt, ask questions. Ask good questions. Not defeating questions like, why me? Or, oh, why did this have to happen? What is this for, God? What is it? Why? What am I to learn from this? What is the lesson? If you take these 3 steps, I guarantee you that you'll start having better outcomes. You'll start having better results. Your mind, your mindset, your body, your physical being will just start transforming in this space. So I want you to understand that it does take work. I want you guys to understand that you are worthy. You're worthy. If nobody else tells you, I want you to understand. First tell yourself, and then realize that you are worthy. You're worthy to do, have, do, be, and have. Those are the 3 major things that I live by each and every day. Do, be, and have. Every day. And when you do what you need to do, to be who you need to be, to have the things that you want, you'll have better outcomes. On that note, go over to my YouTube channel, Hollis, Hollis 205 on YouTube, and be sure to like this video and like any video that you watch on my channel, and make sure that you subscribe. Hit the notification button here so you know when I come on each and every day. Like and share this video because someone needs this word today. And as always, guys, I just want you guys to realize that you are worthy, you are blessed. And as you go throughout this day, just remind yourself that you're worthy. And it takes work to be positive, okay? On that note, may God continue to bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.